What's up, Easy Baker? So today I'm gonna be showing you guys how I make my salmon and shrimp Alfredo. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at DAVERNEYFREEMAN. Do you hear what I'm saying? I will be doing some giveaways, so you definitely want to follow me on Instagram at DAVERNEYFREEMAN and go ahead and be a gang by hitting that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. So we finna just go ahead and hop into this video. All right, you guys, so first thing you want to do is to pat dry your fish. You want to pat it dry because you want to get out all of that extra moisture. Now I'm finna try with these dull behind knives, honey, to cut this salmon through with the skin. Girl, when I tell you this knife is so dull, girl, I need some knives, y'all. That's what I want for Christmas. Some freaking knives. It can't even cut it, and I'm like, you know what? I am over this. Where is a real knife? Where is a knife that I rarely use because the kids won't put it in the dishwasher? Now there you go. Here go a knife. Now you gonna just go ahead and cut your salmon, honey. All right, so now we have everything all cut up, pat dry. We're gonna work on our Cajun paste, butter paste, baby. You wanna start yourself with some softened butter. This is salted softened butter. Then you're gonna add all of the spices that you're gonna use for this. As usual, all of my ingredients will be listed in the description box for your convenience. So now I'm just taking a rubber spatula and kind of just folding the spices into this so it can develop this paste that you see right here. So now I'm gonna take some lemon, and I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze the lemon juice onto my fish. And I also did 2 cloves of minced garlic and place that onto my fish as well, but off camera. Now I'm going to take that paste that I used and just kind of evenly distribute it onto each of the fillets. So I do want you guys to keep in mind that I'm only buttering one side of my fish. I am not putting this butter paste on both sides of my fish, just the side that doesn't have skin on it. So you do want to adjust the seasoning to your taste if you decide to use this paste for both sides. So after I get done seasoning up my fish, I'm going to do the same thing with my shrimp. I'm going to pat them dry so we can get rid of all that excess water. And this is only like the large to extra large shrimp that you get in the packet at Walmart. So you're going to pat them dry and you're going to season them however it is you want to season them. Of course, I will put all of my seasonings that I use, and hopefully I did measure these, but I'll put that in the description box as well, just for your convenience. Oh, I'm so sweet. So now that you have your shrimp and your fish buttered down, seasoned down, and have that in the refrigerator to marinate for at least an hour. But if you don't have that, give me 30 minutes, baby. So you want to go ahead and put your salted butter in a pan and let that melt down all the way. And once it melts down, you're going to add your chopped onions. With your chopped onions, you do want them to cook for about 1 to 2 minutes, just so it starts to soften up and they're going to start to turn a little translucent. So once my onions got done cooking, I did add some fresh minced garlic to this, and I cooked that until it started to fragrant. Then I add a little pinch of salt and a few cracks of black pepper just to give my roux some type of flavor. Of course, you're going to stir it around after you put your spices in it. Then you're going to go ahead and add your all-purpose flour. I did add my flour in batches so I can stir out all of the clumps. And once that cooks until it starts to thicken up, you're going to move to the next step. A tip that I use to know that it's thickened up is once I have my spatula and I go down the middle and it slowly goes together, that's how I know it's at the perfect time to start to add my heavy cream. So you guys, I ended up adding heavy cream as well as whole milk. And once that starts to bubble up just a little, I let that cook. And once it starts to bubble, I add my seasoning. Now this is the spices that I added to make it taste a little like a Creole, baby, which is the Cajun seasoning, my garlic powder, my sweet paprika, and other spices that will be linked in the description box. I will let you guys know that if your Alfredo sauce is a little thick, you can definitely add water, your pasta water that you're gonna boil your noodles in to this to loosen it up. So now that you done stirred it to death, you're gonna go ahead and add your Parmesan cheese. I only had grated Parmesan cheese. I would like to use this to shred my own, but who finna go back to that stove? I'm not going back to no stove, so we finna use what we have. So go ahead and put your grated cheese in your sauce. So now that your sauce is all done and then it's at the consistency that you like, you're gonna go ahead and add your cooked fettuccine or linguine to your sauce. And when I told you guys to add a little of your pasta water to your sauce, if it's a little too thick for your preference, this is the time that you would do so. But you will be kind of stirring in your pasta at the same time to see if you got a consistency that you want. Okay, a little thick ain't never hurt nobody. So I have my iron skillet placed on a medium-high heat. Now I'm going to place my salmon flesh down on this iron skillet. My iron skillet is already hot. I did not add any additional oil because I have that butter from the fish, and my iron skillet is seasoned down. So I don't worry about nothing, honey. Don't worry about that, sweetheart. This that splat. This that splat. So now that you got your salmon down, it should be cooking until it releases easily from the pan, and that typically takes 3 to 4 minutes. And you're going to flip over your fish and cook it for an additional 2 to 3 minutes if you want a medium rare. If you want it to be a little dunner than that, then just add additional minute or 2. So now that everything has been pan seared, I moved them to the side. I cleaned my iron skillet out. I know I typically don't do this, but yes, I'm cleaning it out so I can add my shrimp. You don't have to clean it out if you want your shrimp to have the brown residue from your fish on yours. If you want that, that's cool beans. So I didn't. So that's why I cleaned it out, add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. My pan is still on like a medium-high heat. And now I'm going to pan sear my shrimp. Shrimp do not take that long, girl. When I tell you shrimp don't take that long, this is an iron skillet. What your grandma taught you about an iron skillet? If you ain't got one, you better get one. do not take that long. Take about 1 minute to 2 minutes per side, okay? Depending on how big your shrimp is. Normal people will kind of take some tongs and just flip their shrimp over, but I didn't have time looking for no tongs, so I just used a fork and flipped it over. Yeah, it's hot, but when you cooking, I'm about that life, you know what I'm saying? This that splat, so you gonna have to risk it all and flip your shrimp over. So now that your shrimp is all nice and succulent and beautiful, you're just gonna sit back and admire how beautiful this shrimp is. And I do have a combination of small and big shrimp, but who going back to the snow? Not I. Now I go ahead and assemble my food. I put my pasta at the bottom, then I go ahead and place on my salmon and shrimp on top of this. And I also like to add a few, you know, just like a little drizzle of parsley flakes, because I think it makes the plate look very pretty. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I did add some vegetables to the plate. I just didn't add it on here. But anywho, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you, and I will talk to you on my next video.